Sam! Sam!
Dead man.
Oh, thank God I got through.
Where are you?
No idea. I'm seeing tanks and soldiers. The uniforms date back over a century. World War II era, I suspect. Did you see the man leading the soldiers?
No.
I think it's the guy you told us about.
The born and bred warrior asshole who's gunning for BB?
He must be our ticket home, right?
Don't ask me. This is only my second time. And without BB, he'll be hard to find.
Lucky for you, I've got BB here in tip-top shape, just waiting for you. Where should we meet?
Is there anything unusual or distinct near you?
I'm in the sewers. Hang on. I can see a tower through a hole. A square tower, right above my position.
Gotcha. I'll find it. Search for a sewer entrance. Can you sit tight for now?
Gladly. I won't move an inch.
Yeah, well, if I'm slow, you might have to.
What?
That warrior asshole. He wasn't after me. He was after BB.
Fuck me.
Right. If he's looking for anyone, it's you.
Oh no. Hurry the hell up, Sam.
Keep it together. I'm on my way. And don't hook up BB either. You'll lead him straight to you.
Oh boy.
Not that you would, since you hate them.
I just did because I was scared to death.
Disconnect, now.
Already done.
Don't let him take BB.
How? If he shows up with his soldiers, what do you expect me to do? Fight back? If I have to choose between BB and myself, well...
You won't. I'm ending the call.
Sam, it's not easy being me. No wife, no children, no friends. And so I sought solace, sought company in the dead. Over time, I made them a part of me. 70% of who I am today. But meeting you has opened my eyes. You're very special, Sam.
そこは大切な保険だとは思いますが、武器を持っていないんですけど、武器を持っていない。苦手に TPS も SPS も本当私はできないので、やれるかどうか。めっちゃ目の前にいるんだけど敵が。どうしよう。ネットマンがただの臓器が地図わからないんだっけ。わかるわ。あるんだけどな。あるんだけど撃たれそうで怖いな。プロテクター私のじゃなくて、私のじゃなくてプロテクターつけてたのに。死者のパートでできてるのかね。知らなかった。駆け抜けて。プロテクターをまずつけよう。フィールドに置くんじゃなくてつけます。1個ずつしかつけれないのかな。ぽいですね。プロテクター。ビビがさ、ムービーではちょっと片目だけが開いていたから、ちょっとなんだろう、治療されてからよりなんか死者の方に近くなったというか、そういう意味で記憶を忘れたらゆえにクリフに近くなった。ダメージたくさん受けそうだけど、このためにクリビーをめちゃくちゃ集めてたんだけど、144匹しかいないの。すごい溢れてたんだけど、あんまりダメージあげたくない。ダメージあげ何何 占われてる気がするこれ。ちょっとちょっと俺向こうになんかないの？なんもないのかい。スモークグレネードで空気を入れる。出てきそう。
See you soon.
出てきそう。増えてない。あー、スケルトン装備が今パイルスケルトンだな。バカが半端ないんだけど、クリフめちゃくちゃかっこいい。
Lou.
デスストーからナンバーワンはクリフみたいですね。かっこいいよね。なんか仕草がさ、X にちょっと似てるから、なんかリンクしてんのかな。X と似た存在の成長の中で不思議だね。箱の中で。BB は名前があるみたいで、ルーちゃんが泣いてる。名前があると全然親近感がちょっと違いますね。じゃあサムこっちだって。もうグローブをつけてるからルーも絶対強いはず。こっちデードマーいるか。
Over here.
なんで囚われてるの？おかしいだろ。なんで囚われてるの
？The little one should be working again. Let me see.
人見知っちゃってる。
Oh, well then.
怖がってる。
Maybe this is a special beach for soldiers who died in battle.
Maybe we should get the hell out of here.
Yes.
I'm surprised.
名残惜しそうに。
I thought you would have abandoned BB by now.
Discard precious hardware? Never.
Stay here. Seems like I got other memories to tend to. I'm taking him down. That should get us both out of here.
You know, Sam, I'm starting to understand why BB is so important to you.
Huh?
It's just a tool. Life and death are supposed to be irrelevant. But we've got attached to each other all the same, haven't we?
Kid's not just a tool. Name's Lou.
Lou, huh? That's a good name.
頭が上がったね。繋がらないとやっぱ分からない気持ちになったんだけど。デッドマンと合流する前に絶対会うでしょう。どうしよう。クリビーがこんだけ血液袋くれる手ごたを確保してくださいと思われて、やだもうどうしよう。武器そんなないじゃん。ハンドガン BT ハンドガンは使えるのかな。わかんないけど、アサルトライフル。お苦手なの。 ない壁が、ダークソウルでのあの壁が、謎の男を倒すんですか？倒したくない。絶対ダメでしょこれこの打ち方は多分私は絶対ダメです。あ、これはちょっと待って、これはあれじゃないですか、スモークグレネードじゃないですか。そしてでもめっちゃダメじゃない？ひどいよ。ダメ死んじゃう。あー、一度死ぬかどうか。どうしよう。奇跡が不足しているため銃が使用できない。え、そうなの？あ、ゴム弾だから。スモークだけど、あ、血液このままちょっと回復させてっていうのかな。あー、嫌だ、もうひどいです。あ、いやだサム、そっちじゃないんだ、サム。大変。あ、ショットガンある。シャム。はい、今回復タイム。血液風呂。しまくり。血液グレネードも普通効くのかな。あ、何をされたんだろう。何をされたのかわかんない。なんでもうちょっともうほんと、こんなやろダメでしょ。死んじゃった。ほら、最新のセーブデータをロード。ここは結構みんな何回も死んでるみたい。 前回の戦場ではもう何百回も死んだっていう人もいて難しいみたいですね。これハードだね。本当に大変ハードだった。アイテムどうなってんだろう。あ、もうこっからか。あ、いるわ。もういるわ。待機して装備が危ない。爆弾には気をつけよう。クリフを殴れ殴れ殴れクリフ殴れ殴れ殴れ。あ、ダメだ。あ、でこれ殴った方がいいんじゃない？殴ってスタンドしてこれはめれるじゃん。あ、いやアサルトライフルがダメだもん。いけませんでした。すいませんクリフさん見てくれ。なめたまでをしてはいけませんでした。あんまり殴りすぎるとやり返される。いらない血液袋はプロテクターが1個返しちゃった。血液と嘘でしょ。マジで来ないでください。来ないで。アサルトライフル。あ、いやこの何この爆発みたいな。あ、何ここに投げていいのか分かんないけど。 ランド終わりました。いろいろしたいな。追撃やめて、あ、もうないわ。やりたいきついよ朝からきついよ12プロテクタープロテクター全然ないわ武器が欲しいな武器ないな
We need reinforcements! Move! I want my BB back.
血液グレネードあるのは効くのかな倒した
Is this all my fault? I should never have put you in that prison.
消滅事件、ああ関わってるんだ。クリフに隠された過去っていうのは結構面白そうですね。デスストの小説が出ているので、こういう暗い隠された歴史がちょっとあるっていうと深みが出るので、小説ちょっと面白そうだなと思ってきました。
Lou, how's little Lou doing?
No response.
Well, look at that. The child's taking a shine to me. You two were out cold, so I had you brought here. You were right. Whatever you did back there returned us to our own world. I put your cargo and gear in your private box. You slept for a whole day, you know. Slept like the dead. I'm already back in Capital Knot. Fragile's beach has been coming in handy. Sam, I owe you an apology. Lou was the name you were going to give your own baby if he'd had made it. I should have pieced it together sooner.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I found some records from 10 years ago. A death, sudden, in the middle of a town. Young woman in the prime of her life. Nobody knew until it was too late. A void out. Her husband, who was a member of Bridges, had dooms. He tried, but he couldn't get to her in time. The whole town was wiped off the map, leaving nothing but a big crater and him. Because he was a repatriate. People wanted answers. Did the man hide his wife's body on purpose? The only survivor was the only suspect. He was easy to blame, and people did. And pretty soon, they were blaming Bridges too. The man felt responsible, so he left. And his wife, who died, her name was Lucy. She'd been pregnant, poor woman. They were going to name their son Lou.
Didn't happen.
But it did. President Strand told me. She talked about you all the time. He didn't have to cut all ties and walk away, she said.
You wanna shut the fuck up?
Calm down, Sam. Take a seat. I told you before about my body. 70% harvested from cadavers. Do you want to know the real reason why? Because the story you've heard is one I made up. The truth is, I'm Frankenstein's monster. Artificial, grown from pluripotent stem cells. And when that vital spark didn't manifest in all my organs, they replaced the defective ones with those of the dead. I never had a birthday. I'm a soulless meat puppet. No ka, a dead man. People born the traditional way have beaches. You have one. BB too. But I have no such connections. No mother, no afterlife, no beach. You see now why I'm so obsessed with it all? Why I joined Bridges? The battlefield. Now that was an awful beach. But strangely, I didn't hate it, because I knew you were coming for me. I've never felt that before. Connected to someone, anyone. You didn't have to cut all ties and walk away. The president was right about that much.
Wasn't anything to walk away from. It's not like I was ever welcome there.
Come on, even I was welcome. Oh, that. You were holding it. It's an old dog tag, US issue. Wasn't easy prying it out of your hand. Clifford Unger, as you can see. I looked him up in our database. Found a match. He was US Army Special Forces. Fought in Kosovo, Iraq, Afghanistan.
That's him.
Well, that's all I've managed to dig up so far. You must be caked in chiral matter from the battlefield. Time for a shower, I'd say. Oh, I won't be joining you this time. The Die Hardman issue is no longer a concern. I've seen to it that our conversations won't be recorded.
キャラクター設定を描いてる人は誰なんでしょうね。なんかすごく深いですね。デッドマンが人の臓器で作られていて、で魂がない人形だから食べ物に憧れる、ビーチに憧れる、だからビーチに取りつかれたように研究をしていた。なんか生い立ちまでちゃんとね考えられてるっていうのはなんかすごい魅力的なキャラクターをどんどんなんか作っていってて、なんかすごいですね本当に。サムにもそんな、ね、昔奥さん妊婦さんがいてっていうそういう過去があったっていうのも結構 と衝撃ですけど、だからあそこまで BB に愛着を持っていたっていうのもあったんでしょうね。結構この現実的でクールなサムがクールになっていたのも昔の過去があったからっていうことだから、そう飲みすぎちゃった。もういらないよって。なかなかですね。サングラスかけようかな。サングラス気分を上げようかな。上げていこうかな、気分を。ミラーサングラスで。で次何したらいいのかな、今度は。ちょっとカバー、バックカバー作れないや。そうなんだ。そう、これいろいろねもらったんですよね。なんかスピリチュアルのお方から、こんな感じ。1ドルコイン、ブリッジズ。私はあれですね、ウェザーの天気予報の坊主さんからいただいたてるてる坊主がお気に入りです。これ拡大できるのかな。お、かわいいてるてる坊主。てるてるさんからいただいたてるてる坊主が大好きなので、てるてるさんをつけています。外に出ればいいのかな。あれ、シャワー浴びなきゃいけないっぽい。浴びようか。
Sam, do you copy? As you might have suspected, time here stopped while you two were on that battlefield.
If my thinking is correct, the dimension to which you traveled is a kind of beach. To explain a little, our bodies, our ha, all occupy the same world, but our souls, our ka, have beaches all their own. These beaches are given form inside our brains by our beliefs, religion, philosophy, and so forth. As a result, a beach can be anything, and those anythings form a multiverse. However, if many people die at once, their beaches can become entangled, creating a strand field. This phenomenon is exacerbated in wartime by omnipresent feelings of resentment and despair. Beaches are more easily and frequently entangled. On such a beach, exits vanish and experiences cycle endlessly. Picture it like a record player. The needle skips, playing the same phrase again and again. They're fighting a battle that has no beginning or end. Round and round it goes. Now, the battlefield you visited was in Eastern Europe in World War II. Which is strange, given that the man you encountered, Clifford Unger, played no part in that conflict. I can't explain it, but if you can connect me to the chiral network, who knows what we might discover.
Still there, Sam? If so, I have a request. When you're ready, head upstairs to the delivery terminal.
マウンテンノットシティでサム指名の依頼を受けよう。
John, is that you? My wife's checked in. I'm so sorry.
Bridges ID.
なんかデッドマンっぽいですね。
Verifying ID.
さっきの方は。
Sam, the west side of that region is covered by a massive tar belt. Beyond it is Edgenut City, the last bastion of civilization you'll find that far out. It's your final destination. Once you use the qubit to connect it, the Cairo network will span the entire continent. The rebirth of America is so close. And remember, that's where Amelie is being held captive. We need you to bring her home safely. But before you cross the tar belt, there's one more knot we need you to tie. Hartman will help you get it done.
ハートマンそこにいる。ハートのところに。
Sam, I'd like for you to bring me a few things.
ダメですね。
First, the dog tags you took from that soldier. Tuck them away in a pocket so you don't misplace them. Second, Mama's corpse. Her body shows no signs of necrosis, and I, for one, would like very much to know the reason why. Closer study may yield information that could prove instrumental in helping us to overcome the Death Stranding. Suffice it to say,
1 minute remaining.
I don't have much time. See to your preparations. I'll be waiting. You'll find an official order on the terminal.
AED が大変だな。ハートマンさんも大変ですね。ハートマンさんのところに行けるかな。頑張ろう。あそこお化けエリアだよ。あ、素材がない。あれ置いてきちゃったかな、この世界に。あ、え、死体がある。ママかな。
All right, Sam. Take care of her. And don't worry, she won't go necro. Millingan's special. Be funny if these Ha of ours ended up being the key to saving us all.
全然入ってない。ちょっとそれちょっと心もたないので、建設COL のスーツに固定はできそうだけど、後でハッシュもこう、あ、そうなの。嘘、ツルハンガー。最低限で行きましょうみたいな感じなのかな。あ、すぐに固定できる。スーツに固定できない。これでいいですか。
scan. Have a pleasant journey.
スケルトンを装備してないや。ファイルスケルトンレベル、グローブも装備してるっけ？グローブ1個あるから装備してんのかな。グローブはこれでいいのかな。グローブなんか装備してないような気もするんだけど。やっぱり装備してなかった。
Begin and scan. Have a pleasant journey.
昼前までには終わりたいです。ハートマン、ここでしょ。ジップラインはあるから、ジップラインはあるけど、こっから行く感じかな。
Weapons restrictions lifted.
近くてよかった。
Stands a shadow of a man shaped just like me. My curiosity keeps me confused. Still I stand here on my own.
Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure.
With nothing left to lose.
Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
performance evaluation. Request to join UCA. Registered. Awaiting Cupid connection. Please proceed into the facility with the cadaver. Good work.
ハートマンのセットおしゃれ、温かみがある。オフィスみたい。あ、違う。
Please proceed into the facility with the cadaver.
はい。なんだあれは。
Hardman.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
Well, you certainly caught me with my pants down. Glad you could make it, Sam. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to alarm you, but I am what I am. Ah, please, lay her down there. Still no sign of them.
You know your heart stops beating.
It stops every 21 minutes. I spend 3 minutes on the beach, and then return. 60 deaths and 60 resurrections per day. 60 opportunities to search the beach for my departed family. This is how I live. This is my life. So, while you've traveled to and from the sea an impressive number of times, my beach count is a little higher. 218,549.
なかなかの記録ですね。
I see myself in that crater. My wife and my child. It's like looking at the shape of my heart. The doctors called it myocardial cordiformia. Mine is an especially unusual case. I have pictures. Care to see Hartman's heart-shaped heart? No, you really should. It doesn't run in the family. You know, I never came to terms with their loss. In the days that followed, I became obsessed with an idea that the beach is real, and they are on it. I would induce cardiac arrest, 3 minutes at a time, and search for them, day after day after day.
Also, you could say goodbye.
Quite the opposite. It is said that everyone's beach is different. So what if everyone's afterlife is different too? I find the thought terrifying, spending eternity alone, which is why I decided to find my family and make sure to move on with them.
You mean die with them?
If death would see us reunited, then yes. But the repeated cardiac arrests took their toll on my heart. The muscle gradually deformed. And after a while, they started calling me the beach scientist. Hartman. I'm glad we could have this conversation. Oh. A body that doesn't necrotize. No sign of decomposition. It's as if she were still alive. The perfect mummy. An impeccable corpse.
What's wrong?
Where's the other thing you were supposed to bring? Ah, found it. Behold.
Wait, dead man?
It appears to be an umbilical cord. Human by the looks of it, I think. But this was no ordinary conduit between fetus and placenta. It looks more like a BT's tether. And this was Mama's? Yes. A body that doesn't necrotize and an umbilical cord connected to the beach. These are remarkable discoveries, Sam. Enough to set my sore heart racing.
5 minutes to cardiac arrest.
I apologize if our conversation gets cut short. I must go back to the beach and look for my wife and child. One person, one beach. That's the rule. But I'm the exception. My beach is connected to others, as if it were the beneficiary of a coronary bypass. Maybe this twisted heart of mine made it possible. All I know is that I will find them. Even if my every visit raises new questions, I'll have my answers one day. One day.
3 minutes to cardiac arrest.
The battlefields. The endless wars you found yourself trapped in. Why do World War-era soldiers wander the beach a century after they fell? Normally, the souls of the dead move on. The beach is just a corridor, a place through which they pass on the way to the other side. But if regret, resentment, a fervent desire to remain, if these feelings are powerful enough, they may give rise to an altogether different beach, a collective purgatory for an army of the damned. Clifford Unger. His misery and hatred, combined with your BB acting as some sort of catalyst, have brought these battlefields to our world.
2 minutes to cardiac arrest. Please proceed to a safe location.
It's just a theory.
You think Higgs is pulling the strings? pulling all their strings?
Ensure you are in a stable position.
I don't know. But evidence does suggest that Higgs brought them here.
1 minute remaining. Please hold on to something secure.
Oh, before I forget, I have a favor to ask.
Activating lab security measures.
Could you just relax until I come back? Time stops on the beach, but not in the scene. Rest assured, it'll only feel like 3 minutes to you. We'll continue this shortly.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
大変な体質だね。こんな体質でこんなオフィスを持てるほど偉くなったなんて結構すごいな。これ3分間ねずっと待っとかなきゃいけないんだね。彼の性格診断、趣味でもちょっと探しながら。あ、ハート発見。ランプがハートです。ハート探ししようかな。ハートマンだから。ランプハートに見えるけど違うかな。ハートだと思うんだけど。ハートだよね。これな。いろいろ探したらいいねがもらえるのかな。ほほ。復元モデル。BT ってこんな形してるんだ。ちゃんと見れないからまだこの人体切ったことないからいいねもらってないんだけど。ハートマン拡大できる。なんかハートマンみたいにね、口を開けながら寝てた時があって、めちゃくちゃ寝込んでてすごい気持ちよかった。あれはあんだけ眠るのは幸せすぎる。なんかない。あった。ほらかわいい。I love you daddy I love you daddy。 かわいい。なんかこれなんだっけ。モササウルスじゃない。モサ、恐竜大好きなんだよ。モサちゃん。もう全部見ちゃったのかな。石とかなんだろう。ハートマンみたいに口を開けながらまた寝たい。至福の時間。今日会社に行かなきゃっていう時ほどなぜか二度寝したくなるのはなんでだろう。そして今日は休みだ、じっくり寝るぞっていう時こそ早く起きてしまうのはなんでだろう。矛盾しすぎている。おはようございます。
No luck. Visit 218,550.
記録更新フルもびっくりだ。
Oh, sorry. Where were we?
21万回はまだ
I may be used to the 21-minute cycle, but for a first-time face-to-face meeting, there's just too much to cover in one go-around.
Can't be easy living like this.
Yes. And no. Now that I'm acclimated to it, it isn't especially, onerous. Defecation, pollution, nutrition. Most of life's basic functions fit rather easily into a 21-minute time slot. Sleep is the tricky one. And intercourse, I suppose. Verbal or physical. Not that someone in my position has to worry much about either. Do you read, Sam? listen to music, watch films. You know, I keep busy. I have a collection of music, television shows, some very interesting short films, and stories. Everything consumable within a 21-minute window.
4分期間に見ないと
All from
3
before
分
the
間
Death
すごい
Stranding,
空
of
白の
course.
時間になっちゃうからね連続して見
But
れてない
honestly, the 21 minutes I
3分
spent
だったら
here,
結構飛んでるよね
all downtime, nothing more. Time spent waiting to go back to the search. My body may be present, but my soul is on the beach. I'm already dead.
I know that feeling. Lost my family in an accident.
Well, I never expected you to open up to me. As it happens, I've read about your circumstances. I lost my family in an accident, too. I was in the ICU having heart surgery, out of town, in the city.
あ、どうもどうもおはようございます
When it was clear that I was going to pull through,
あ、
my
どこ
wife
さん
took
どう
my
もおは
daughter
ようご
back to
ざ
the
いま
house
すなんかこの朝
to
から見に
collect
来
some
て
things
く
for
だ
me.
さってありがとうございます
And then they were
昨晩はお
caught in
疲
the
れ
void
様で
out.
した
The city and the hospital were spared the worst. But the shockwave knocked out the power. And my life support. I woke up on the beach.
臨死体験ですねああ、あんなゾンビのようになってるビーチ怖いサンズに入ろうとしてあ、ルーデンスっぽい人もいる
The people who died in the two void outs were there.
ね、お昼ですね、もうねもうなんかお昼頃には終わろうかなと思ってたんですけどハートマンさんのエピソードを見てからにしようかなと思いまして結構進めました
What happened?
ちょっとボス戦
What's going
が
on?
あったんですねじゃあ振り返ったらホラーじゃないよね
I saw my wife and my daughter in the procession. Hey! It's me! Where are you going? Wait!
おばあちゃんから不思議な能力
Don't leave without me! No! Don't go! Please! Don't go!
乳首触られた
Backup generator kicked in, and I was brought back to life by the defibrillator.
そんな
Exactly 21 minutes after my heart had stopped. And that was the last time I saw my family. It's my damned heart's fault that we were torn apart. But it's also the reason I'll see them again someday. It defines me. I am Hartman. Ever since, I've walked the beaches of others. I follow my family's footsteps for a while, and when I get tired, I return here to continue my research. It's funny though. Even when my heart stops, the pain lingers. You have any family photographs, Sam? Pity.
またの名をニップルマン
You mind telling me what I'm doing here before you go back to the beach?
Oh, of course. There's a prepper-owned station in this area. Our scientists stationed there are researching material from before the Death Stranding.
What kind of material?
The Earth has a long memory. It's trying to tell a story, one that goes back to the very beginning. one that not even the Death Stranding could erase. The scientists are all colleagues of mine from the earlier expedition. I'd like you to bring them onto the chiral network. Amelie proposed we establish our research posts along this belt. Despite a worldwide search, this is the only area known to contain fossils from the late Cretaceous period, when the dinosaurs died out. The assumption being that the last ones lived here, and here alone. You see, hiding in the earth then are memories of a major mass extinction. Clues that could tell us how to survive our predicament. Certainly, that was Amelie's hope as part of the advanced team when she assigned our backup team here. The past informs the present and aids us in building the future. She was careful to impress that upon us before she went west.
3 minutes to cardiac arrest.
Shut up. I'm putting you on mute.
ミュートしたらダメなんじゃないの?
Sometime later, we began to observe unusual activity in the tar belts outside Edgnot City. Vast quantities of tar began surfacing, spreading, consuming many of my colleagues, as well as a chiral way station. The whole incident defied explanation.
You think Higgs is to blame?
I don't know, but we needed that way station. It was essential to expanding the chiral network westward. That's why I'm asking you for your help in building a new one. It won't be much given the handful of equipment we managed to scrape together. Nothing like the knot cities, that's for sure. But a knot is still a knot. Sam, I want you to use the Cupid to put the scientists on the network, then go to Amelie. Afterwards, we can get back to the important job of researching the deaths.
Oh, なるほど。床もちゃんと倒れてもいいようにふわふわになっているんだ。
Don't worry about him, Sam. The air mat floor absorbs the impact. I'll unlock the door for you.
なんか、わたわたしちゃうよね。サムかわいいな。ちゃんといろいろやってあげて。サム。マイナス20。サム、乳首はさだけど。サム意外とお茶目になってきたぞ。
Sam, you heard him. You can grab the order at a delivery terminal.
何のオーダーを受けたらいいんだろう。では。
Our ultimate objective in this region is to build a replacement for a way station that was lost to the tar. The first step is to put a shelter with our scientists on the chiral network. Now, we don't know the first thing about Amelie's status or what Higgs is up to. That's a concern for us as much as you. But we won't know more until we get to Edgnot City. And that means connecting this region first. You should start with the geologist and the paleontologist. The latter's holding something for the Evo-Devil biologist, so I recommend you save her for last. That way, you can finish a delivery and link up the final site in one go. Once all three are on the grid, come back here. Then we can get to work on the replacement for that lost way station.
それでね、ちょっとああいう感じになってるのがあるんですけどね。なんだっけ、奥さん、お腹に赤ちゃんがいた奥さんをなんか亡くしちゃったんですよ、事故で。ボイドアウトっていう事故で。かなだと思うんですけど。今度はこれとこれを持っていけばいい。100キロいけるかな。
A geologist of ours has been studying fossils as part of his research into prehistoric extinction events. He's been out there conducting excavations for a while now and has begun to suffer the effects of chiral contamination.
BB
No
の
doubt the
赤
result
ちゃ
of
んにもルーっていう
excessive
名
exposure
前をつけてたんですけど、
No. So we need you to bring him.
それはお腹にいた時の赤ちゃんのお名
The
前だったん
Strasser
ですよ。
the team was investigating dates from the end of the Cretaceous period, the time of the infamous mass extinction, which brought the reign of. It's the most recent of the big. In any event, can you guess what it? A fossil. If that is indeed what it is, therefore, Sam, it is essential that you deliver those chiralium.
One more thing. For this run, you'll be transporting an antimatter bomb. Bridges' paleontologist working on it. Apparently the fossils he wants. Now, hopefully I don't need to tell you to be extra careful when handling. Make sure you keep that container in one piece. Thermal pad. Indispensable gear for cold weather operations. Especially useful when traversing snow-capped mountains.
スタミナが回復するとな、1個持っていこうか。やだ、
Sam,
また爆弾じゃん。
I'm sure you haven't
なんか飛
forgotten,
びたくないよ、爆
but
弾。
any irregularities should trigger an alarm.
やだよ、もう。本当は運びたくないんだけど、繊細すぎて。またちょっと地味な作業になってしまうので、いろいろ落としちゃってるな。ちょっとまた地味な作業になってしまうので、今日はここまでにして周辺の配達はちょっと裏でやっていこうかなと思います。ちょっとどこさん途中で来られたのですいません、なんか短かったとは思うんですが、またストーリーを進めるときにはちょっとやっていきたいと思いますのでどうぞその際はよろしくお願いいたします。すみません、それではちょっと今日はもうお昼なのでここら辺で終わるかなと思います。お疲れ様でした。ありがとうございます。